Hey everyone, this is Plasmatum. Real quick, I want to say thank you for clicking on this video, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up and consider clicking the subscribe button, as it would greatly help my channel out. With that being said, and without further ado, let's begin on this deep dive. I think it's safe to say that there are many countless characters in fiction. You have your heroes, your anti-heroes, and your villains. But few, if any, captivate me quite like Guts from Berserk. His story isn't just one of revenge or survival, it's a brutal exploration of human will, resilience, and the fight against fate. Today I want to dive into why I think Guts might just be one of the most interesting characters ever created in fiction. So where do we start with Guts? It's very tempting to look at his overwhelming strength and all of the monstrous battles that he was a part of, but what makes him stand out goes far deeper than that. It's not just about the battles he fights with his enemies. I think it's about the battles he fights within himself. Guts' journey begins with tragedy, and it never really stops. Born from a hanged corpse, Guts enters the world literally surrounded by death. He's abandoned before he even has a chance to live, and it's this harsh start that sets the tone for his entire life. Most stories would use this as a quick origin backdrop and move on, but with Guts, Berserk never really lets us forget where he came from. We see the abuse he suffers as a child, both physical and emotional, from the people who were supposed to protect him. Guts is a survivor in every sense of the word, and that survival shapes everything about him.
Why don't you use a smaller sword, one right for your side? Suit yourself, you thick-headed brat.
We don't carry any baby-sized swords for kids here anyway.
Hey, is it true that kid was born from a corpse?
Yeah, Gambino's wife, Shisu, found him.
She was cursed the minute she picked him up. If she hadn't, she'd probably still be here.
So here's where things get interesting. Despite the horrors that Guts endures, he never loses his sense of self. He could have become another tragic character consumed by hate or trauma, but Guts has a strength that makes him more complex than that. He's not just a product of his circumstances, he actively fights against them.
You were never more than a pest. I hated you, following me around like a dog after you killed Shisu. You should have died. You killed her! You killed her. Shisu.
Gambino.
What happened in here? Is it a raid? Guts, what's going on here? Don't tell me you did this. Answer me, boy! What have you done?
Wait a minute, this is not...
Pay for this! Get him!
If there's one word that defines Guts, it's struggle. He's often referred to as the struggler throughout the series. And this isn't just about his physical fights. Guts is constantly struggling against destiny, against the gods, and against his own inner demons. What makes Guts so compelling is that he embodies the human desire to keep going, even when the odds are impossible. He doesn't just fight because he has to, he fights because it's who he is. For Guts, survival is resistance, it's defiance. Every swing of his sword is a testament to his refusal to be crushed by the forces, both supernatural and human, that may try to break him.
Sword of a human! Throughout my 300 years of slaughtering, you are the first one who has wounded me like this.
Now, we can't talk about Guts without diving into his relationship with the Band of the Hawk, and specifically with Griffith. Griffith is basically a whole video essay on his own, but the dynamic between Guts and Griffith is what truly elevates Guts' character. At first, Guts is just a tool for Griffith's ambition, a warrior with unparalleled skill. But as the series progresses, we see a deep and complicated bond form between them. Griffith sees Guts as more than just a tool. He sees him as someone who might even be his equal. And for Guts, Griffith represents the first time in his life that he's found a sense of purpose and a place to belong. And then, it all falls apart. The eclipse is one of the most devastating moments in fiction. The betrayal that Guts endures, watching Griffith sacrifice everything, including their friendship, for his own ambition, leaves Guts shattered. But this is where Guts truly becomes the most interesting character. See, Guts could have given up. He could have let his rage consume him. He could have let the darkness take over completely. But what's incredible about Guts is that he doesn't. He keeps fighting, not just for revenge, but for himself. He's driven by more than just hatred for Griffith. He's fighting to protect those he cares about, to reclaim his own destiny, and to find some semblance of peace in a world that offers none. Despite the darkness of Berserk, Guts represents hope. Not in the traditional sense, where everything is going to be okay, but in the idea that even in the darkest of times, you can still keep moving forward. He never gives up, even when fate, the world, and even the gods seem to be against him. And that is something we can all relate to on some level. This is why Guts resonates so deeply with me. He's a reminder that no matter how brutal life gets, no matter how many times you're knocked down, you can still get back up. You can still fight, even when everything is telling you to quit. Guts is the embodiment of the human will to survive, and in that, he becomes more than just a character. He becomes a symbol. In the end, Guts isn't just interesting because of his strength or his tragic backstory. He's interesting because he's deeply human. He struggles, he fails, he loses people he loves, but he keeps going. And that is something that makes him unforgettable. That is why Guts is, for me, the most fascinating character in all of fiction. His journey is a reminder that no matter how harsh the world is, we all have the strength to keep moving forward. And that's what makes him truly legendary. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this deep dive into Guts and the world of Berserk, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep struggling.